Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to make hamburger helper on a budget. Now then, if you go to Walmart or any superfood chain, you can sometimes find the hamburger helper on sale for $1 or less. Or you can buy the generic hamburger helper, which usually it does run around $1 each. Okay. The package says to fry the hamburger. I do not fry the hamburger, I boil it. That way it leaves more nutrition in the water. What I do is I take the water content that it suggests and I boil it in that water. And while it's doing that, I gather up the other ingredients that I'm going to need. Now then, on the package it also calls for milk. So, instead of milk, what I did was I added that extra half cup of liquid, and I used the water and I added it to the hamburger that I'm boiling. And I'm going to use dry milk. That way, it stretches a little bit farther. And, of course, right here is what comes in the package. The sauce mix and the package of noodles. Now, if you're like me, the package says this is for serving 4 people. There is no way this little package will serve 4 people for a whole meal. So, what I do is, the reason why I use extra water and the thing is because I'll be adding extra noodles to the process. That way it'll stretch even farther and feed more people. Now then, after I've boiled the hamburger and all the redness is out of the hamburger and it's just starting to boil, I'll add the milk and the seasoning. And then I stir it all up until all the lumps are out of it. Just a nice smooth mixture. Alright, now then, once it's all smoothed out, I'll add the noodles, which sets the package that originally came with it plus the extra. Now stir it up, and now we just gotta wait for it to boil, and wait for the noodles to cook up and for it to be ready. Usually that takes about 7 to 10 minutes. Make sure you stir it every couple minutes so it don't stick to the bottom. Okay, now sometimes you'll find that your hamburger helper, with adding extra liquid to it, comes out kind of runny and it doesn't really stick to the bone. Now to fix that problem, get some cornstarch, a teaspoon, put it in a bowl, add some cold water, stir it up till it dissolves. Gotta make sure it's completely dissolved or you'll have lumps in your hamburger helper. And make sure you use cold water. Now then, take it over here, add it to your hamburger helper, and make sure you stir it there at the end of the process when you're almost done. Now this will thicken up the sauce, and we'll add a little bit of extra to your hamburger helper. Alright, now then, now that you're at the end of the cooking process, turn off the burner and let it set for a few minutes. It will continue to thicken up. And that is how I feed a family of 4 for $2 or less. You know, it depends. Sometimes you can buy your hamburger on sale. You know, you gotta make sure you look for the bargains. What I do is I buy my hamburger in bulk. And then I bring it home and I slice and I freeze it into individual packages of less than a pound, because, you know, a pound is quite a bit of hamburger if you really think about it. And no, about 3/4 of a pound is a good, you know, good amount for a good recipe for when it calls for a pound. So therefore, you're stretching your buck a little bit farther. That's all I got for today. I'll catch you guys all later. Bye.